For 4 seasons of the history series Vikings, Travis Fimmel starred as Ragnar Lothbrok, father, fearless warrior king of Denmark, and the bane of England and France. In exploits drawn from the Dark Age historical record, Lothbrok sacked and burned his way across the North Sea until the end of Vikings Season 4, when he was captured by Kings Ecbert and Aelle, who were intent on punishing him at last for the death of Aelle's brother Æthelwulf in the first season. And punish him they did. It was a pretty metal way to go out, too. Lothbrok was thrown into a cage, permitted to give a long, full-throated speech about his inevitable ascent to Valhalla, and then, in an astonishingly cruel move, he was chucked into a pit of venomous snakes for all present to witness. It's not often that a television series will kill off its very popular central character, so the departure from the norm and the sheer brutality of Ragnar's death came as a shock to most fans of the show. Why did it happen? And was Fimmel as blindsided by the development as Vikings' audience was? Unorthodox as it may have been for Vikings to do away with Lothbrok, actual history, not the History Network, has to muscle in and take credit for this one. Vikings is specifically a historical drama, with emphasis on the latter half of that equation. The series draws its plot lines from the 13th century medieval sagas of Lothbrok, a myth of a man who is purported to have lived and died several centuries before. According to those traditional legends, around 866 CE, Lothbrok did indeed meet his end at the hands of King Aelle and his cruel and creative snake pit. As for Aelle, he died the following year in battle with the loathed Viking armies, although probably not by the extremely brutal, also quite mythical method of the blood eagle depicted in the show. Lothbrok's exit then wasn't so much scripted as it was written into the historical record. Fimmel's departure had always been intended because the program wanted to reflect the generational changes of Dark Ages royalty, so his character's demise came as no shock to the actor. In fact, he actually got to remain on the series for much longer than originally intended. Initially, the idea was to have him die in the first season as a more direct consequence of killing Æthelwulf. It's fortunate for us that the show's creatives decided to give Lothbrok a stay of execution. If he had died in Season 1 of Vikings, we wouldn't have seen him fake his death as a Trojan horse plot in France and pop up out of a coffin, or been treated to the sight of the mighty warrior using an unlucky priest for archery practice. Really, it's a win for everybody that Ragnar got to stick around for so long before his glorious death. The only loser here is historical accuracy, and it's not like history, the network we mean, ever much cared about that. All this is to say, don't feel bad for Fimmel. He may have lost a pretty sweet gig, but he saw it coming and has kept plenty busy since his exit from Vikings. And it looks like he's going to stay that way for the foreseeable future. In 2019 alone, he appeared in 3 feature films: the crime drama Finding Steve McQueen opposite Forrest Whitaker, the bounty hunting drama Dreamland opposite Margot Robbie, and the Australian military actioner Danger Close. The star has no fewer than 3 more features in various stages of production as well. He'll appear in the comedy El Tonto, which has wrapped shooting. He's currently hard at work filming the amazingly titled Die in a Gunfight for director Colin Shifley, and he's slated to star in the movie Tau Ceti 4 for action veteran John McTiernan, the director of Predator and Die Hard. On top of that, he has starring gigs lined up in 2 TV series: producer Ridley Scott's sci-fi drama Raised by Wolves, which will premiere on the HBO Max streaming service, and a scripted anthology focusing on legendary lawman Wyatt Earp, whom he will portray for a familiar network, the History Channel. All in all, not a bad slate of projects for a guy who was plucked from the obscurity of an Australian pool hall to become one of the hottest models Calvin Klein has ever employed. As for Vikings, the show has gone on without Fimmel, but that too will soon come to an end. History has announced that the series' 6th season, which begins airing in December 2019, will be its last. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about your favorite movies and TV shows are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.